When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
What's going on, guys? I'm Rob.
And I'm Chad.
What's
and
going on, brother?
Little Don. Hey, Don.
The little Don.
You ready?
DJT.
You ready to do it, man?
Man, I hope so. Shit, it's now my phone's ringing. I have to call you back. It might be, I don't know what it is. Anyway, so Chad, how you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, man.
Anything
What's
good?
happening?
Man, nothing much, man. I tell you what, lots been going on.
Yep. We're getting closer and closer.
Oh man, I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. I voted yesterday, and I waited for about 45 minutes. And man, this one lady came in. I texted you about it. Man,
Yeah.
She come in. She looked pissed. I don't know what was wrong with her, but she looked pissed.
Did she
had
have purple hair?
No, but she was about 4 foot tall, 4 foot wide, and she looked like Harry Potter.
She was worried about her rights as far as her reproductive rights, but let me guess. I love it. These women that are most concerned about that have the least to worry about that. I mean, let's just say it's the truth, man. I mean, seriously.
She had a Josh Stein sticker on.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw Mr. Smith's wife outside later and talked to her for a little bit.
Good. I hope she's doing well.
Yes, and I got good feelings about Jason.
Yeah, I see her car at my kid's school with the magnet on the side of their vehicle. Yeah, I'm hoping he does well.
How about so there's two things we're going to talk about this morning before we get into our story.
All right, sure, hit me with it.
All right, so I'll let you talk about Mr. George Soros real quick.
Oh yeah. I can't stand George
Mr.
Soros.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, that's what he looks like, the evil emperor. Good call, Rob. He does look like that guy.
He does.
He's got the big bags under his eyes, like, yeah. No, so like he was in the news for, let me check so he had a meeting a month ago with Alex Soros, George's 36-year-old son, something like that. And, who knows what that little meeting was about. Oh, yeah, and Tim Waltz was there also. Well, it was over getting these radio stations. And he was granted the okay to buy up over 200 radio stations. Now, a person like Soros, and we know he's pushing very hard for the Democratic Party to win. Why? Well, it's part of his
agenda. I don't get it. Why in the hell does this man hate America so much? I mean, he's been kicked out of other countries for doing the same shit.
Yeah, I don't know why we allow him to do anything here. Just like letting China buy property. I don't understand that.
That's scary, to think about it. I mean, conspiracy theories, whatever, but man, I mean, when you got China owning a lot of land, especially here in North Carolina.
They own Smithfields.
Yeah, and they own a lot out west, the western U.S. Why would we let that happen?
I don't think we should. But I don't make the rules. But
I wonder if George Soros ever went to
So Soros owns all these radio stations. Well, what do you think they're going to play over the airwaves? The majority of the TV stations are democratically run. So
they're biased.
They're biased. Let's say that. Yeah,
they're biased. I wonder if George Soros ever went to a P. Diddy party.
Nah, he's probably been. It was too old. Yeah, he's definitely too old because Diddy likes him young.
Yeah, evidently, man. Did you hear about what the hell happened? Like, what's going on here lately with the Diddy thing? Like,
No.
I try to watch it from time to time. Try to I
There's so
can't
much
stand
coming out about that. I mean, what's you heard something new, right?
All right, so P. Diddy was accused of raping a 13-year-old. Hang on, let me pause this. All right, so a 13-year-old he's accused now. We're not saying he did it, but I mean the shoe fits, whatever. But all these allegations, people are coming out saying that they have been raped by him. He went to these parties. But Fox 11, I don't know where they're at, out of Los Angeles, came out with a story. I'm going to play it for you real quick. Yeah, it's a short clip.
7 new lawsuits were filed today against Sean Diddy Combs.
7 new lawsuits.
4 of the accusers are male, while 3 are female. One lawsuit details the alleged drugging and raping of a 13-year-old girl by Combs, along with another male celebrity, while a female celebrity watched. The incident allegedly happening at the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards in New York. Combs has yet to respond to these new allegations, although he has denied previous allegations. A Houston-based attorney is representing more than 120 people who accuse Combs of sexual assault.
So what?
Rat mogul.
So 7 new lawsuits were filed today.
So, I mean, that was in 2000. That's been 24 years ago. Why? Like, what's going on, man? Like,
How do you get away with something like that for so long?
I've heard that the prosecutor up in New York said that he's going to come out with a list of names, but they're going to prosecute the people that were involved and like helped out and all this crap. And
We've been hearing about lists of names for quite a while.
yeah, well, it's funny because I don't know if this is true or not, but the news media, because you can't believe half of what the news says, but the news media said that these people like Jay-Z and Beyonce could be involved. That they fled the country, like Kevin Hart's fled the country. Like there's a bunch of people. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is,
Well, and it is interesting that a lot of those people that are being named are supporting the Democratic side for some reason.
I'm telling you,
I wonder why that is.
it's been they're evil. Man, I tell you, I'm just glad I ain't a part of that shit.
I mean, could it be that if Trump gets in, he might truly expose everyone?
I was raised right, evidently.
Yeah.
Well, so that's a couple little things we want to kind of go over. We just about this morning, Mr. George Soros and P. Diddy, like they're both evil.
It constantly, the twists in the road to the final days of this election just get crazier and crazier the closer we get.
I'll be glad when it's over.
Yes. I mean, I think everybody's going to breathe a big sigh of fresh air when this is over. I was going to the gym yesterday. I was in my little moke, and I was riding in my little electric car, and I was leaving my house, and my neighbor, he was out mowing his yard with his little electric lawnmower. I can't say anything. I got one too, but they suck. Anyway, I'll go to the gym, and every day for this whole month, I'm wearing a different Trump hat to the gym. I had my black one on yesterday, big letters Trump. I got it at one of the rallies or whatever, and I'm riding by, and he looks over at me, and I do this, and we got this ongoing battle. The man's a registered Republican, and he says, "Well, it's the personality or the and I'm like, dude, really? Have you looked at Kamala? Have you looked at her family, who she was raised by, what they were about?" And he goes, "Well, tell me one thing. Do you want your kids to grow up to be like Trump?" I'm like, let me think about that for a second. The man's was educated well.
Got a lot of money.
He grew up in a nice environment. Money comes with success. Let's see. His children are all successful, and I know you're going to say because of him, but let's look at the other side. Let's look at Joe Biden's kids. He had one that was killed in a
I think in
war.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have another one that's a drug addict, tax evasion,
gun charges,
dealing with the Ukraine illegal money laundering.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that hasn't been proved. Come on, really? And the cocaine in the White House, remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not my cocaine.
No, it was nobody.
It was nobody.
First thing everybody said, where's Joe Biden's son?
The most secured and protected, residents in America. They don't know who's cocaine and what. Come on,
Sure,
whatever.
they don't. Yeah,
We ain't dumb.
So, and then let's look at who is it? Waltz's kid. The one that is it Waltz's that you can't make out what it is? I can't tell.
No, I think that's Harris.
Is it Harris's kid?
I think I don't know. Like
Yeah, it might be.
it's like where's Waldo?
He does look like Waldo.
I think it's a she.
I think it's got feminine features, but I'm not 100% on that.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm just saying, and then you look at all of Trump's family, normal. Like, they call him weird. Like, are you serious?
Well,
this crowd versus his?
Here's what bothers me about Tampon Tim. Okay. All right, let's just put all politics aside for a second. He supported putting tampons in the boys' bathroom. You know just as well as I do, Chad knows, all of us sane people know that if you're a biological male, you cannot use a tampon for your period. You don't have a period. I'm sorry. I hate to break that to you. If that triggers you or whatever, then you need mental health.
Get over it. You need mental health. We need more mental health.
Yeah,
in
I
this
don't
country.
understand it. Why?
We're spending
Why?
way too much time dwelling on things that are
don't
stupid.
matter. Like,
They
waste
really
of time. Waste
Meanwhile,
of breath.
other countries, their education, that their kids are coming up smart. If you look at their TikToks versus ours, they're educational.
And they're laughing at us.
They are. They're defeating us without dropping one single bomb. And you really got to wonder, what's going on within our country. I mean, it's just crazy, man. I don't know. I want to get too worked up over it, but
all right.
So,
that was my rant on Tampon
Tim.
Tim.
We'll get off of the political stuff for now.
So, all right. So, guys, our next story is Smokey.
Smokey,
the TikTok beater.
He was a biker. Yeah, Smokey the biker.
So, it is going to be story time.
I can tell stories.
Do my
Too
little
much
truck
to tell. I can tell stories. Too much to tell. I can tell stories. Too much to tell.
All right.
right.
So Mr.
Smokey,
he was a biker, by the way.
Oh, look at you, Rob, with the sound effects today.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. All right, we get the picture. He's a biker.
He's a biker.
That kind of biker.
All right. So Smokey, the TikTok beater here. Chad got a call on we had 2 bonds on him, but he missed on the biggest one. So he had a 20 and a 10.
Yeah.
Because he ain't missed on the second one yet.
Uh-huh.
So we get the forfeiture. I get a call. I go down. It's Brunswick County for New Hanover. So I go down to Brunswick, bond him out. The co-signer was cool. He met all of our requirements.
Yeah, it was a friend of his that co-signed, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he met all the requirements, and paperwork's filled out correctly, a lot of information, and some time we get him out. Some time goes by, and of course we don't know. We don't keep up with everybody's court dates. We just, you're a grown man. You should be able to keep up with
it's all online. We give them the information on how you can search it yourself. But once you go to your initial court date, they tell you a new court date. So anytime people call, they call me and they like, well, I don't know when my court date is. No problem. I send them a link, and this is how you can track your
Yeah, and
court
we'll
dates.
help you. And we tell everybody.
And if you have an attorney, that's also the person that's going to tell you your next court date. Because like we've said in previous episodes, some of these cases go on for years. So, I mean, we can't track every single person every day. I mean, we could, but that would be
horrible.
That would be very difficult.
Now, we tell everybody when I bond them, I know I do, and Chad does too.
But we always say, if there's ever an issue, call us. Here's our card. You know, we have a thing on the back of my phone. You can actually tap it to somebody's phone, and it puts all their information in the phone. So there's no excuse for them not to have our card.
I think I got a key fob here. Yep. There's a key fob. It has our information on it.
Yeah.
Like all you got to do is hit us up. You know, because there's ways we can get it fixed. You know, get your attorney to recall it. You can actually just go turn yourself in. We can redo the bond, whatever. Yeah. But we can fix it. But the minute you ignore us, that's when it gets bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what happened with Mr. Smokey here. Mr. Smokey. So Mr. Smokey, we get a forfeiture in on him. And I'm looking him up. I'm going, man, I've seen this guy somewhere before. And I just don't know where. And it took me a couple weeks of thinking about it. And so one day, me and my girlfriend like going to Lux Tavern in Castle Hayne. Got to give you a big shout out to Cody if you're listening. On Friday nights, they do karaoke. All right. And my buddy Jason runs it. So we're out there one night, and I'm going, God, this guy looks familiar. So I go up to a buddy of mine who's working security. I'm going, hey, man, got a question for you. I pull up Smokey's picture. I'm like, who is that? And he tells me it's Smokey. I'm like, I know who Smokey is now. Okay, because Smokey used to come into Lux, and he started some trouble before in the past, like starting fights because he had a vest on. I guess he was with some biker gang out of Pender or something.
Yeah. So these are the little things that you gotta make notes of.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, little things all add up to the whole puzzle being solved. So that's one of the little pieces right there.
Right. And so I'm like, okay. So I start. These people know Smokey, not like real good, but know of him and know about him or whatever. Even the bartender. So I'm like, okay. So the bartender goes, hey, he used to live at this place, but I'm not sure if he does anymore. I'm like, okay, cool. So I got some good information just from going to a bar one night. So we do some more research, and in the meantime, another biker gang, a biker club,
a very popular one.
Yeah, we're not gonna say, calls us, and we do a bond for him on a different person.
Yep. Totally coincidental, though.
Yeah, I know, right? And I'm like, hey, do you know Mr. Smokey? He goes, yeah, I know Mr. Smokey very well. I'm like, well.
He tried to get in their group.
Okay, yeah, he tried to get in that group at one time.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, cool. Well, I'll be giving you a call here shortly. And so we come back to the office here with the forfeiture. Excuse me. And I go over everything with Chad. And we're talking about it, and I'm telling him the information I found out. So he's like, all right, cool. So Chad does his amazing research online. You know, he's really good at it. And that's his baby, you know. So
we got a thing that we could do.
But tell everybody what you found.
Together. Yeah. So after looking at this guy for a while, doing different search engine searches, and I came across an article that had his name and a girl's name, and I started looking into her, and turns out she's a pretty popular TikTok influencer and a country singer. And
somewhat of a country singer.
Well, she had I think she had one popular song, you know, that's semi popular actually. You know, one hit wonder.
Oh,
but good for her. Anyway, I then went on our court record search that we have that's connected to the courthouse, and checked, and it was, I want to say it was like in the Raleigh area, somewhere back there, one of those counties. And there was within a year, a case involved her with assault on her. Apparently, she had dated this guy, and he assaulted her pretty badly. And now she even goes on TikToks and talks to other girls or puts information out there about doing background searches.
Tells her story about it. And
yeah, about, do your searches on a person before you go out with them.
didn't you try to reach out to her?
Yeah, I tried to, but she didn't respond. But yeah, she had TikToks about her encounter with this dude, and I think she still puts stuff out about it. It sounds like it was pretty bad. I don't know how bad it got, but she's pretty torn up about it.
All I know is she got
Yeah,
beat
so
up.
when we get the paperwork, it was a probation violation. So he had been put on probation from that, is what we're thinking. But
And
you
he
don't see that
also-
when you get the paperwork and they're in jail. You just see probation. You
Yeah.
don't see what for.
It was felony possession of a firearm, stolen firearm, I believe.
Yeah.
And
something like
it
that.
wasn't, he wasn't supposed to have it because he was on probation.
Right.
So that gave him
His felony status takes
Yeah.
his gun rights away.
So we're kind of putting all this stuff together. We found out Mama lives about an hour away off of 40.
Kenansville, yeah, something like that.
And so I went up there one time. I was up there passing through. I was coming back, I think
Right.
from Wilson or something
Yeah, it
one
wasn't
day.
far off the road for you. You took the paperwork and you're just like, I'm just going to swing by Mom's house.
Yeah. And I didn't stop and talk to Mom at this time.
Yeah,
I just kind of like
rode by and see what vehicles you see.
Yeah. And I saw a big, I guess the letter of their last name on a little flag on front. I was like, yeah, this is Mama's house.
Yeah.
So I talked to the neighbor, which the neighbor has a business there. It's a heat and air business, I believe. And so I talked to them, and they were like, yeah, we haven't seen that kid. Every once in a while we'll see him. I'm like, okay, cool. So that kind of gives me an idea
Yeah.
that he's popping in and out of there, but he's not staying there.
Right.
But he's using that address. He used the address on his bond application and on the forfeiture.
Yep. That
So
keeps
he knows.
he's already making plans to
Yeah.
not be there.
He's
Yeah.
trying to hide.
Yeah.
And at this point, I come back. I tell Chad, I'm like, Chad, this is what I found. I think we need to reach out to the other motorcycle club and talk to him, see if we can get him to call us, because he's not calling us. His number's disconnected, and the co-signer's trying to get a hold of him too at the same time.
Right. Yeah, because he's on the hook for it, and so,
$20,000, by the way.
Yeah, so he's thinking it's not a. They can wait. So yeah, well, he's trying to work with us, but he doesn't have much. I get online and I find out also that I found out he had an LLC through the Secretary of State, a trucking business where transport. Yeah. So he transported like vehicles and stuff to different locations, and like I found his company name. Then I found it on some social media, and he had the posts weren't that new; they were like a year old.
Yeah.
And his trips going to Texas and
That we could see.
Florida and places, transporting stuff. So
we called the officer of the other club.
yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, man, do you know Mr. Smokey? He missed court on me. He's ignoring me. I need you to get him. I need you to tell him to call me."
Yeah.
And oh God, I keep getting these political ads texted to me. I wish they stop. So he goes, "All right, I'll give him a call. Tell him to call you."
Yeah, he said he'll call you in 10 minutes. is
Yeah,
what
he'll
he
call
said.
you in 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, cool. Now, in the meantime, while this is going on, we're also working other angles. So Chad here is working from his angle. I'm working from mine. I call the co-signer, and I talk to him. And while the motorcycle guy's calling Smokey, I'm talking to the co-signer about, what's going on with him. Have you heard from him? Have you talked to him? Where's he staying? What's he like to do? And so forth. So he tells me a few things. He tells me like he likes to hang out with a buddy. This one buddy of his that he's staying with, he believes, and that he got in a motorcycle wreck. He don't have his motorcycle no more, and he likes to hang out at Hooters. So I was like, all right, cool. Well, let me know if you hear from him. Tell him to call me.
Yeah,
well,
I also found out within that time that we bonded him out, and then more recently he had lost his license.
Yeah.
So you're getting to the part where he had him call us.
And then literally after I got through talking to the co-signer, he called us.
It was within 10 minutes, dude called, but he called from, might as well have been a block number. It was one of those app numbers that you can't do anything with.
And he said he was in Texas.
Yeah. So he said he was in Texas. We didn't believe him.
No, we knew he wasn't in Texas.
Because he doesn't have a license. You're going to not really take a chance doing a business like that without a driver's license. I mean, that would be really foolish.
Yeah.
To get hemmed up in another state.
And so he's like, hey, man, all I'm trying to do is make a little bit of money so I can get this fixed. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, this is what we'll do. We need to come up with a date to get this fixed.
We need a specific time because we're on a timetable.
Yeah. And he goes, can I get a couple weeks? I'm like, all right, cool. So this is July 1st. I'll never forget it. It was July 1st. I said, all right, even better, I'll give you to July 15th. And Chad's over there shaking his head. Yep. All right, cool. Because I got him on speaker. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, all right, cool. July 15th. What I told him, I said, July 15th. If you ain't got this shit fixed and you ain't called me by the 15th, I guarantee you I will find you and I will throw your ass back in jail. That's a promise.
I love it when people don't think that we don't have any skills of.
I know, right?
It's. I mean, we're not.
Wouldn't be in this business this long.
But we do have some ways of finding people, and some people want to test us. They think that it's going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, come July 15th. Now, by this time, we've been keeping an eye on it. It's on our radar. We're doing our homework. We find out that he's not going to call us. He's not getting back up with us. I look at Chad and said, Chad, it's time to pull the trigger. And Chad was like, I agree. So we don't never do anything without agreeing.
Right.
All right. So one day I'm out shopping with my lady, and I get a text message because I went into Hooters after excuse me, let me back up a little bit. So 15th comes. I had to go serve some papers up in right outside of Kenansville. And I was like, you know what? While I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and strap up and go to Mama's house. Because it's past the 15th now. It's like the 16th, 17th.
Yeah.
So I go to Mama's house. I hit the ring doorbell because nobody's home. I'm knocking on the door. Nobody's home.
So you got your bulletproof.
Yeah, I got my vest on because I'm by myself.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like.
You don't know what's going on.
I don't like being by myself. That's the one thing.
So that's what Mama's going to see when she looks through the ring doorbell is this guy in a bulletproof vest with a badge on.
Yep.
And a gun holstered, and that's what she's going to see when she looks, right?
Yep. And I tell her, I say, hey, look, I'm his bondsman. This is the address we have on file. If he does not fix this right now, while I'm standing here, I was like, I have all rights to go in your house.
We have all rights to go in the first party house that we have listed.
And I tell her, I say, look, I don't want to do that though. Let's do this the grown-up way, the easier way, and just get it fixed. And she was like, well, I ain't seen him. I ain't talked to him. Of course you haven't. Duh. It's your son. We know you talked to him. We're not stupid.
Yeah. Mothers lie all the time.
Yeah. And we kind of, we
understand it. I mean,
we bank on it.
We pretty much, you would think they would want to be truthful, but they will lie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after that happens, I start heading straight to Hooters in Wilmington here. I get out, I go in. I don't have my vest on when I take it off. It's too damn hot to wear that thing all the time. So I go in, I sit down at the bar, and
why did you go there? Did you get tip?
I got the co-signer told me that he likes to hang out at Hooters.
But you didn't know he was going to be there at this time.
No, I didn't. So I sat at the bar and I ordered I was hungry. I had to get some lunch. Yeah. And I hear these two waitresses talking about, man, they've been. I need more shifts. I need to make more money.
Ding, 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 ding,
And
ding, ding.
ding.
You want to make some money?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, hey, y'all want to make some? You want to make $100 real quick? And
Right.
she was like, this is on a Friday. Yeah, this is on a Friday. And she goes, yeah. She goes, what you got in mind? I'm like, it's nothing like that, but you know this guy. And she goes, yeah, I know that dude. That's Smokey. I was like, uh-huh. I said, I got a warrant for him. She goes, that man is so aggravating. He's always trying to sleep with me, get in my pants. I can't stand him. I'm like, well, even better. You can make $100 and put him in jail for him. Let's do it. So she goes, okay, I'll get him here. I'm like, all right, cool. Bet you get the money when I put my hands on him. All right, cool. So the next day I was out, me and my lady were out running some errands, doing some shopping. I remember I was going to go look at some golf clubs.
Okay.
And I was on my way. I was excited. I was going, all right, let me go look at some golf clubs. The next thing I get a text message from the waitress. He's here right now. I was like, oh. I looked at Heather. I said, babe, hang on.
Gotta
she
go.
was like,
Gotta go
she was
when
like,
you
what do you
gotta go.
mean? I was like, my dude's at Hooters right now. She goes, what are you going to do with me? I was like, you'll be all right. I'm going to call a buddy of mine. So to come pick you up.
Dang, you left you stranded.
Dude, no, my buddy met me there. I was like, look, go sit at a bar. I said, eyeball him, make sure he doesn't leave anywhere. And like the waitress didn't know about my buddy. He's like, all right, cool. So he sits at the bar and he's watching. He's texting me, and I'm pulling up. I said, all right, I'm gonna come through the side door. So I text the waitress, hey, I'm here by the dumpster. I'm gonna walk up and come through the side door. Let me in. She was like, all right, cool. I come in, and the waitresses there all sitting there just like, all giddy. Just
They knew what was up, right?
They knew what was up. And he's sitting on the outside patio. And so I pull my badge out, and I walk out onto the patio. And I said, show me, because he was in there on it. He had a beer and some food. He was halfway through his food and halfway through his beer. And he was on his phone. I roll out on him. And I said, show me your hands. Don't move, or so you're going to get hurt. He was like, oh. And so I'm trying to get cuffs on him. I get one cuff on, and he moves his hand, and I tweak the handcuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, give me your damn hand back.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you don't know what he's going for.
Right.
And so I get him in handcuffs, and I'm patting him down. I found a knife and cigarettes and stuff. I'm like, look, you can't take this, so I'm just gonna leave this here. He's like, all right, cool. So in the meantime, my buddy, I tell him to take my girlfriend back home.
Yeah.
I'll be there in a minute. I got to go take him to jail. So
Yeah, I was down in South Carolina. I was in Myrtle Beach.
yeah,
that day. I
you were remember you
That's
talking to
how I
Leland?
ran into Leland Chapman. Yeah.
And that's the reason why I couldn't go down there with you, because I was hunting this guy.
Yeah, that's right. We ended up doing a FaceTime.
Yeah.
You know, so you could see everybody.
Yeah.
It was my mom. I think it was my mom's birthday.
So that was that weekend. And so we're in a truck. I'm like, hey man, I told you, dude, if you didn't fix this, I was gonna come get you. Why don't you listen? And he would not talk to me the whole time.
Yeah.
So we get to, I'm like, all right, cool. Don't talk to me all you want to. I don't give a shit. You're going back to jail.
Right.
So I'm sitting there at Wilmington PD, because Wilmington PD took him from me. And while we're sitting there, the officer was like, hey, what's his birthday? I'm like, I don't have his paperwork on me, because I had to go last minute. Paperwork's down here at the office. I said, I looked at him. I said, Mr. Smokey, what's your birthday? And he was like, he wouldn't talk. I was like, evidently he's mute now. He ain't going to talk to us. And I was like, all right. I said, hey, do you want to help us out at all? What's your middle name? And he wouldn't say nothing. I'm like, well, hang on. Let me pull it up. So I'm pulling it up. I give him the information for Mr. Smokey. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm going to print all these warrants out. There's officers about to take them. Just hang tight in the lobby.
He
I'm
had
like,
more than ours, right?
Yeah. He had
I thought he did.
He had something out of Michigan too, through NCIC they found.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like some credit card stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's right. He was a thief, too.
Yep. And so I'm sitting there in the lobby. I'm just kind of TikToking, Facebooking, whatever, just trying to get time to go by. And he goes, hey, man. I go, oh, shit, you can talk. He goes, man, I really need to pee. I'm like, oh, you want something
You want
now.
something. Oh, that's nice.
Oh, well, good luck, because you're going to piss in your pants. I'm not dealing with that. usually, you know, I would go in there, you know, in the bathroom with them, and they'll take a pee, and you know, we'll come back out, you know, whole nine. But I was like, no, I ain't doing this, because you don't know if he was being that much of an asshole, would talk. You know,
what's he going to try?
What was he going to try? I was like, no, screw that. You can wait till later. So that was Mr. Smokey, the TikTok beater.
Yeah, that was just this past July.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good catch. I remember taking a picture of it and sending it to you.
Yeah,
and
I think he was in the truck, right?
Yeah. And I sent it to Chris Threet. He was down there. So
I was down
like,
there with Chris. Yeah, Chris, if you're listening, bud, what's up?
Hey, buddy.
Haven't forgot about you. We still need to go fishing, man. Yeah, that was a good one, man. So
that was good. That was good capture. But you know what? We work as a team, so it works. You know, even though Chad wasn't there at that moment, I'm on the phone with Chad telling him, hey, man, I'm headed to Hooters right now. Where are you at? And he's like, I'm still in Myrtle.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm going to go get this guy. He's like, be careful, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it worked out wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, getting you in the right place is half the work. And then the other half, obviously, is actually putting your hands on them and apprehending them and
putting
take
them in
them
handcuffs.
back. I mean, that's not the easy part. But you got to know where you're going, how to get there.
Yeah.
To get in the right location. So it all takes a little bit of planning and stuff. We got a couple on the board now that we're going to have to figure out.
Yeah, I'm ready for our next story that we're going to do.
Yeah, we'll have some new ones. But, you're talking about the one we're going to discuss next.
Yeah, we're going to do another episode.
So we got a really good one we've kind of been saving. It's got some good.
It might take a little bit longer than
Yeah.
30 minutes, because it's going to be, I'm telling you, we flew all the way
That's the California trip.
to Los Angeles.
Yeah. That one's interesting.
Yeah, I got a scar from that one.
We have a lot to tell on that one.
Yeah, I got a scar from that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it?
Well-
right here.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Pushed him in the wall.
Oh, yeah, well, that's for the story, Chad.
Yeah.
That's for the
All
story.
right. I'm not going
That's for the story.
tell too much of it. Anyway, well, let's jump off of this one, and we're going to start another one in a minute.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. We love you. We love the support. If you want to see us, YouTube, Off the Hook Podcast, we're on all streaming platforms, Spotify, you name it. If you like us, just make some comments. We love the comments. We love the feedback. Chad and I, we're trying to figure this out still, and we're trying to give you guys what you want to hear. So if you got any requests, hit us up. Let us know.
And the merch.
Oh yeah, look at the merch, man.
You got a new one yesterday.
I got a gray one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear that when I'm in St. Croix.
All right. Well, so I'm getting the shirts. I'm trying to get my design pattern. I think I'm going to go with this on the back. I like the patch look.
Yep.
You got the one on the back here.
Oh yeah, look at that.
That's the original. So, but when I had it put in leather, it looked like this, and I like this look, and I'm thinking about making that from those colors to go on the back of a shirt.
Well, I definitely going to spend a lot of money.
Anyway,
I'm spending a lot of money because I'm supporting my buddy here. So
I'm trying to make you look.
I gotta look tight when I'm on vacation.
Trying to make it look cool, man. I'm working on it.
All right, guys. Well, until then, I'm Rob.
And I'm Chad, and this is Off the Hook Podcast, and I hope you've had a good time listening.
We'll see you later.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.